My Journey of Learning English, by Jenny. Hello. My name is Jenny. I'm a student of English literature, and I want to share my story with you. I will tell you about my life in London, my learning experiences, and my amazing English teacher. I hope you can enjoy my story and also learn English along with me. It was a beautiful summer day when I was traveling by train. On the train, two women were sitting opposite me. They were speaking in English. I tried to listen, but I didn't understand much. I was learning English, but I was still a beginner and didn't know many words. I wanted to speak to them, so I tried using a few basic English words. To my surprise, they understood me. That made me feel very happy. I told them I wanted to learn English, and they told me they were from England and had just attended a conference. We spoke for about 10 minutes. When we reached my station, I said goodbye. Before leaving, they gave me their address and phone number and invited me to visit them in England. That meeting gave me great motivation. After that day, I worked on my English every day. I translated short texts and watched English films. After 6 months, my English had improved. I could speak better, but I wanted to learn even more. So, I decided to go to London and study English there. When I arrived in London, I joined an English language school. My first class was on Monday. I met my teacher and other students. My teacher was a young, kind, and polite lady. She introduced a very simple and effective method for learning English. She said we wouldn't be using textbooks much, we would focus on using English in real life. This approach worked very well for me. I was never good with textbooks, they often confused me. Our teacher explained that language is for communication. We don't just learn words and grammar, we need to use them to share our ideas, feelings, and thoughts with others. That became our main focus in class, using English in real conversations. Many students try to memorize words and grammar rules but forget to practice speaking. Our teacher told us that the best way to learn English is to use it daily. We practiced speaking in pairs and also shared our hobbies and interests in class. I really enjoyed the lessons. Chapter 2: How I Learned Vocabulary. On Tuesday, I went back to school. One student asked an important question: what's the best way to learn new words? Our teacher replied that the most effective way is reading. People who read in English regularly learn new words much faster. She suggested reading for at least 30 minutes a day. But she gave us one important tip: always choose texts that you find interesting. If you enjoy what you read, you will learn faster and not feel bored or frustrated. If you come across a word you don't understand, use a dictionary. Check the meaning and continue reading. You don't even need to write the word down, the meaning will stick in your mind naturally. Reading also helps you understand how words connect in sentences. You see grammar in action and learn how to use words correctly. I followed this advice and saw great results. Later in class, we talked about student jobs in England. I wanted to find a part-time job to earn money and practice English. Other students told me to visit a job center. After school, I went there and asked what job would be best for a student like me. The woman at the job center was kind. She told me I could work as a cleaner or a waitress. I had no experience, but she said my English was good enough to work at a cafe. It would also give me a chance to speak English with people. I was happy and excited to start my job on Thursday. Chapter 3: Improving Pronunciation. On Wednesday, we talked about pronunciation. One student from South Korea said he understood English well but didn't like to speak because he felt shy about his pronunciation. Our teacher explained that pronunciation is difficult because we often use our native language mouth movements when speaking English. But there is a technique that helps. It's called shadowing. Shadowing means listening to a native speaker and repeating exactly what they say, like an echo. Our teacher showed us a YouTube video demonstrating how it works. We practiced it in class for 3 minutes. She also told us that shadowing is great when preparing for presentations or job interviews. I found this method really helpful and started using it at home every day. After class, I asked about sports activities at school. I love sports and wanted to join something. The receptionist told me they had a football team and a table tennis team. Football training was happening that evening, so I joined. At training, I met students from Brazil, Japan, Russia, Spain, Argentina, and Italy. It felt great to be part of a team, and I made many new friends. I was excited about my life in London, school, a job, and football. Chapter 4: Thinking Aloud. On Thursday, we had a new student in class, Elizabeth from Italy. Our teacher already knew her because she attended a 2-week beginner class last summer. When Elizabeth spoke, her English was excellent. Her pronunciation was clear, and she was fluent. Our teacher asked, "Is your school in Italy very good?" Elizabeth replied, "I don't go to school. I study at home using the techniques I learned here. I read, do shadowing, and think aloud. I also try to think in English more than in Italian." That's when I heard about the technique called thinking aloud. I asked my teacher what it was. She explained, "We usually think in our native language all the time. But if we start thinking in English, and saying our thoughts aloud, our fluency will improve quickly. At first, it may feel strange. But it's powerful." Elizabeth added that in the beginning, it was hard. Her thoughts in Italian were too complicated. So, she had to simplify them to express them in English. She began with very easy sentences like, "I can speak English. I want to improve. I need to practice." Over time, it became normal for her to think in English. One day, she met a tourist from Australia and could speak with him without translating in her head. That's when she knew her method was working. Thinking aloud helped her become more confident and fluent. I was inspired and decided to try it myself. Final advice. Now I want to give you some advice. To learn English well, read, listen, think, and speak. Do each activity for at least 40 minutes a day. Use techniques like reading, shadowing, and thinking aloud. They are simple but very effective. Thank you for reading my story. I hope it inspires you to learn English every day, just like I did.